Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Meet Your Neighbor. We have elder law attorney David Groner joining us today. David, thanks for coming back.
It's good to be here.
Now, we've talked a lot about a will and one of the biggest inconveniences being probate in the future. But let's say a spouse passes and in their will they leave everything to the other spouse. In that case, is probate still necessary?
Well, I hear that a lot because I'd also do real estate closings with Bayou Title. And people think that just because they have a will and just because they're going to get everything in the will, there's no need to go through the courthouse. And they're wrong. And we can't do a real estate transaction unless that will has been officially probated, gone through the whole succession process, and a judge has issued what's called a judgment of possession, transferring the ownership of that property to the person designated in the will. That process can take months. And so if you don't address it early on, you're going to hold up a sale, the possibility of transferring or selling the property. All that has to stop until that process is completed. So I don't advise people to wait because, a lot of times, selling property is something that people want to do once they've made that decision right away, and that just will slow up the whole process if we have to wait for that to be completed.
Now, at this point, many of us may know the answer to this question already, but how can we avoid probate?
Well, the way to avoid probate is to do a trust. And you have two choices. You have what we call a living trust or revocable trust that you control, you run, you can manage property in and out, or the irrevocable trust, which I call a Medicaid protection trust. And those are two beautiful tools that can be used that will avoid the expense, the delay, and the loss of privacy. That's another thing. When the judge issues a judgment of possession and all your assets and property has been filed with the court, suddenly that becomes a public record. And anybody can research that and see what's in there. Can't do that with a trust. So you really want to keep your affairs private nowadays with all the fraudsters and con artists out there. If you really want to do your heirs, your children a favor, don't make them go through the courthouse to get their estate. Put it in a trust, make it real convenient for them once you're no longer here.
If you guys watching have more questions on this topic for David, he does many workshops throughout the Acadiana area. You can find that schedule at the Acadiana Elder Law Clinic Facebook page, or you can call David directly at the number that you see on your screen to schedule your appointment. Again, David Groner with the Acadiana Elder Law Clinic. Call that number if you would like to learn more.